enter to the giveaway that we will be having at the end of the month. So thank you everybody again for joining us again on this Saturday night. So let's jump into some interesting news that I was looking at. Let me see, where is it at today, and that's Fox wants WWE to get serious SmackDown Live in 2019. So this is what is going on here. Fox recently paid a whopping $1 billion for the broadcasting rights to air WWE SmackDown Live from the fall of 2019. And it looks like as they are already wanting to get the best they can from the deal, which will last for 5 years. From everybody's favorite, Dave Meltzer notes that Fox is pushing WWE to present SmackDown as a much more serious brand and wants them to drop the comedy elements. The network has plans to create a sports block, which runs from Thursday through until Sunday. The plan is for NFL to air Thursday and Sunday and SmackDown on Friday. Fox also wants to promote SmackDown during other sporting events, but need the company on board with a more serious approach. SmackDown Live will premiere on Fox on Friday, October 4th, 2019. So, what are your thoughts on this, Alex? Do you think we're going to get a more serious SmackDown come 2019 in October?
Well, I mean, if anything is, anything like is going to get to Vince, it's going to be like something that's giving him a lot of money, right? So if it's a company that's pretty much giving him $5 billion, yeah, maybe there will be a push. I mean, we've seen in the past, based on the network WWE's on, they make changes. Like, I know everyone remembers the sci-fi days where WWE's whipping out like the Boogeyman and all these gimmicky characters and stuff. So yeah, I could see it. I'm hoping with this Fox move, I think we talked about earlier in the year, is that it can get a little bit edgier again. So yeah, I'll look forward to it.
What about you, Dave? What do you think about this?
I like it. I mean, thank you, Fox. A lot of us core wrestling fans have wanted, like, more wrestling, less of this stupid New Day crap. Basically, New Day. So Fox, breaking news: Fox does not like the New Day. So I mean, that's the only thing I can think of, really. But
pancakes on there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, and I like this. They can give. I can give Vince a billion reasons why he should do it. I mean, right there. I mean, hey, give us more wrestling and make it, because let's be real. Fox is going to be promoted during their football, Thursday night football, their World Series. I mean, so they're going to have. They want it to be considered like a sporting event, kind of what ROH gives you. A lot of New Japan too. Not to talk nothing about New Japan, but I'm just saying more of a pure wrestling show. Which I don't know if they'll actually do that because they already got your money, Fox.
Yeah, yeah. What are you gonna do, Vince? What are you gonna do now, Fox? If they did, yeah. Thank you again, Speeds, for the super hearts. Really do appreciate that.
Really quick.
Yeah, no more True TV.
Hey, I want that, but really, I think WWE is gonna take this more seriously because they're gonna be on a broadcast network, not just a cable network, bigger than cable. Broadcast TV, where they're going to be seen by a lot more people if they choose to watch it, because you're going to get wrestling on local TV like you haven't had in a long time. And don't come at me with ROH because it's completely different.
So what does Fox expect though? Like, do they expect? Because we all know, for the most part, WWE is more of a kid-friendly show, for the most part. So they expect them to just turn around and make it more of an adult show. I highly doubt that's going to happen. Change their whole format and selling format and how they're making their money. I doubt WWE is going to do that. So it's interesting that they want to come with a more serious approach, and maybe they will. I don't think some of the comedy acts will have to stay. I
disagree, because you just said how they're making their money. They're making a shit ton of money with this Fox deal. I feel like this could have a big influence. I'm not saying it's going to change everything, but I could see them cutting back on the comedy scenes. Like, you're getting money, but Fox is giving them a shit ton of money. Isn't that incentive right there?
Yeah, I mean, look at it. You're getting paid $1 billion or whatever it is, $1 billion or $5 billion or whatever you're getting paid.
You're getting a primetime spot. You're getting crossover with not with like sports, like they're like we just talked about it. That's definitely going to put an influence on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
NBC
True.
Universal isn't doing that for them. I mean, no offense, a little crossover appeal to the UFC isn't going to get. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, Thursday Night Football had 14 million people watching it. If they're promoting SmackDown, I'll tune into Joe Buck. That's going to be weird as hell.
Plugging that in.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird during the NFL show. We're gonna be talking about hearing Troy Aikman talk about Roman Reigns or whoever at the time on SmackDown. AJ Styles is taking on so and so this Friday night on SmackDown. Check it out.
Tune in tomorrow. Lana and Naomi having a twerk off.
Yeah, tune in to see Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the title tomorrow. Hey, Troy, do you like the Shield? Man, I love the Shield.
Yeah. Who's your favorite Shield member? Troy Aikman? That's what they're going to be doing.
With the hair.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's going to be very funny to see how they put in that stuff in there. What's up, Alice? How you doing tonight? Thank you, everybody, again, for joining us tonight. It's going to be interesting. I got two also interesting little tidbits to talk about. Fun facts. One fun fact is with Randy Orton. It was done by Reddit. And it's a pretty funny fun fact, but we'll get that to a little bit later. And then another one is top 10. It's a top 10 list with The Undertaker. Top 10 times The Undertaker has done what's best for business. So that's an interesting one. That I think SmackDown will be PG-13 and Raw will be rated PG. Oh, Lord.
I wish.
No.
14.
A little bit of an update on Kevin Owens, who recently underwent double knee surgery. His surgery wasn't major, but the damage to his left knee was worse than previously thought, according to Dave Meltzer. WWE is hopeful to have Owens back by March, but it could be April depending on his recovery and rehab. If it is in April, then he will probably miss WrestleMania, which will take place on April 9th. Either way, returning around then will pose a creative challenge as the build for a match at Mania normally takes place over several weeks prior to the big event. Only time will tell. So if he is cleared, he'll probably be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, or maybe we'll see him show up at the after Raw WrestleMania. That would be cool to see. Any thoughts on this, Alex? Double knee surgery. How serious is that?
Yeah, I mean, that sucks to hear. I think a lot of us are Kevin Owens fans, and yeah, it's definitely clearly like whatever they found when they opened it up was more damage than they expected from probably what they saw in scans and how he was feeling. So it sucks. If the time window is as long as they're saying, I would honestly prefer him to just come on the Raw after WrestleMania. I don't see the point in him coming in the Andre the Giant. You might as well hold off a day, let him come back with that post-Mania crowd, do something big for him. Sadly enough, if he was coming back earlier, I can't imagine what they would do with him, for Mania, as we've seen what's been happening with him all year pretty much.
I can. I mean, to me, this story writes itself. Kevin Owens and Triple H, just like Seth Rollins and Triple H when he came back from his knee surgery. Do that all over again.
Not if Drax has something to say about that.
Now, who will come back quicker or come back first? Sami Zayn or Owens? Probably Owens, correct? Sami Zayn's going to be gone for a little bit longer, probably, right? SummerSlam time, maybe next year's Royal Rumble.
I wouldn't go as far as next Rumble. I would say probably more closer to SummerSlam. But if he gets back earlier than expected, have them both return at once. That would be pretty awesome.
What's up, Dr. Hughes? Thank you for the super hearts. Really appreciate that. I was watching you play Tekken over on Twitch earlier today. So thank you for popping in here and saying hello. Thank you. So, anything else you want to touch on that with Dave?
Yeah, I'll just say, but yeah, seriously, I mean, if he's not fully healed, just let him sit until past WrestleMania because there's no sense of bringing him in because they're already going to have everything, all their storylines booked out and wrote out by then. And you're not just going to bring Kevin Owens to do something stupid, add him to a ladder match. I don't know if they even do that anymore, but for a while they're doing like the Intercontinental ladder match. I hope they don't do that and have Owens and something like that. So, yeah, just leave him out.
Yes, look at you, Bobaruski. Thank you for that. If you haven't noticed, we have Periscope added moderators to Periscope in the chat room. So, Bobaruski, Alex, and Dave our current moderators right now in the chat. So watch what you're saying. I'm just playing. They're just here to delete the porn bots and keep things troll free from everyone. And go ahead. I'm sorry.
Are you saying that Babaruski, Dave, and myself are the authority?
Basically, I'm Triple H, and who Dave? Who do you want to be? You want to be Randy Orton? Do you want to be?
Do you want to take your hand?
So yeah. So appreciate Bob Ruski muting all those porn bots when they come in here. I really do appreciate that. Here's some interesting news and a backstage update on Alex's favorite Drew McIntyre. WWE reportedly sees big potential in Drew McIntyre, and there has always been plans for him since he returned to the company. Vince McMahon is reported to have always been a fan of his and mic work and ticks a number of boxes. So Vince McMahon gets horny over Drew McIntyre, apparently. Wrestling Observer reported today that the plans for McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler are to mimic that of Shawn Michaels and Diesel from the mid-90s. The idea is there will eventually be the main event push for McIntyre, much like Diesel, although many view McIntyre in a much higher regard, well, no fucking shit, than Kevin Nash on a number of fronts.
Oh, that's
The hope is that McIntyre will be a superstar who can help carry the company forward in the years to come as a WWE champion.
That's a shot right there. I'm sorry. That's a shot at Diesel or Kevin Nash on calling because he left the company, became a bigger star, and now they're like, oh, he's going to be bigger than Diesel even though he left us.
I don't know if that's thank you, Dr. Hughes, for popping in here and saying hello in the Super Hearts. Appreciate that. Interesting that he's was that Meltzer saying it? Is that Meltzer digging or is that more I think it was more Meltzer.
Well, I'm sure because
I'm sure he's kind of elaborating more on the front, but
yeah,
we've been talking about Ziggler and McIntyre kind of resembling the two. That's been mentioned a lot. But what does this news mean to you, Alex? Do you think it's complete bullshit, or do you want to wait and see, or what do you think?
I mean, like it's kind of like remember whenever Randy would. Oh,
you're breaking up, Alex.
Oh, how do I sound now?
Good, you're good.
Like you know, like when Randy's doing a match, like almost every match they'll say, if you were to build a prototypical wrestler, that would be Randy Orton, right? And you just said tick boxes. I mean, he's got everything that you would see in a prototypical star, right? Like he's got the height, the look, the mic work. He's solid in the ring. So, and we've seen over the months how they protected Drew. Like, you know, like he's the one that stood up to Braun. I mean, he took out Braun, right? Like Braun's like pushing around Ziggler and bitching him out, but he doesn't do anything with Drew. Drew, if he loses this a count out or a DQ or something like that, he hasn't been pinned cleanly. So I think this is just reinforcing what we've been seeing on TV already. So yeah, I'll just keep watching.
All right. Here's a question for you. I would say, let's say this time next year, has McIntyre had a title run?
By next year, October, yeah, or going to
world title run.
Yeah, I'll go for it.
All right, what about you, Dave?
World title run?
Have next year.
I mean, what show is he going to be on? Raw? Is he going to be on the same show as Reigns?
Just a world title. They're saying that they're having futures of him as a champ, a world champ.
Dave,
he's better than Reigns. Dave. I mean, if he's on a different show, go ahead, Alex.
I don't know, because I think Vince wants to see Reigns and Drew just shirtless and sweaty for 30 just punching each other and like fighting off, like going roar.
Jesus.
I don't know. Fox might want more wrestling, but if you put Reigns on SmackDown, he's Superman punch people. That's the most unbelievable move in the world.
Oh man.
Let the hate begin for Roman Reigns.
When did it stop?
This is where the show's going tonight, guys.
WWE officially announces signings of Chelsea Green, Matt Riddle, excuse me,
Oh, I
Mia
was gonna say
Yim,
signed up there.
Mia Yim, and more. So Matt Riddle, Mia Yim, Chelsea Green, among others, new recruits from one NXT most highly publicized signings of all time to a 7'3" giant. Let's see. Who is this guy? Okay. I might say his name wrong. Oh, they talk about Punishment Martinez. So this guy's name is Daniel. Is it Vidit? He's from Australia.
And
he's a former rugby player. And the other dude is a 7'3", 370-pounder named Jordan. I'm not even going to try to say his last name. He's originally from Nigeria, but he is a basketball player from South Florida and also had time at Morgan State University in Baltimore. So the picture is on the screen right there of the people that have recently signed. We knew about Mia Yim. She was picked up on this past episode of NXT. I'm sorry, on the Mae Young Classic. Already knew about Riddle. Chelsea Green was this week's announcement. I know she kind of tweeted out before I think WWE actually made the announcement. And these other two guys, I have no idea anything about. Punish Martinez, of course, we all know about him. All right, Alex, I'm going to go with you first. Out of all these people that I named, mainly Riddle, Yim, Chelsea Green, who do you think has the brighter future? Punishment Martinez as well. Who do you think has the brighter future?
I'll go Riddle.
Okay, Dave?
Riddle does have a lot of potential, but it's WE. I mean, you never know. So I think
he's not a short. I mean, he's not a small guy. He has the UFC background.
This is what I've been hearing from a lot of WWE wrestling analysts, that they think Riddle's going to main event WrestleMania in the next couple of years.
Okay. Well, to me, I still don't.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say I still don't trust the machine to book people correctly. Now, I think people like Mia Yim and Chelsea Green have a better shot at having a really good career, because you just never know what's going to happen. Like, are they going to be okay with Riddle's outside activities on the main roster? Is he going to get along? Is he going to work with everybody correctly? You know, like, is he going to be seen as like, is Vince going to hate him or is Vince going to love him? You know, that's where it comes from right there, how Vince sees you. The women, I don't think it matters, because I don't think Vince gives a crap about the women, honestly. So I think and Punishment is going to really have a hard try to do anything, I think.
I'm not feeling good about Punishment, honestly.
So he's obviously going to have a change named, right? You think they're going to keep the name?
No,
maybe they'll keep Martinez, and so like they did. Look what they did to Dijak. I mean, I think Punishment could turn into that. It's like, yikes.
Yeah, and I know there's like stuff going around like that they're like a big match down the road somewhere is like a Matt Riddle Brock Lesnar match. So who knows?
And I know we got to see and give Riddle a chance, and I just think he's. What would you like? What is the most? Okay, so let me just word this right. Riddle seems to be the hottest free agent WWE has picked up in quite some time. Who would you compare him to as a signing WWE has made before? Balor?
No. What? Balor? No. I would say, to me, this reminds me of what I've seen. I'm not going to throw Daniel Bryan in there, but I'm going to throw Kevin Owens. When I first seen Triple H from the 2 Suite with Kevin Owens, I think Balor was there too, but Kevin Owens came in after. I was like, holy shit.
Okay. How about this? Because let me direct this to Alex, because
sorry.
Did you watch Balor in New Japan, Alex?
Yeah.
How over was he in New Japan at the time?
Towards the peak of the Bullet Club, he was one of the top heels.
Did you at the time ever think you'd see him in the WWE?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
He just had that look that you could see WWE would want, and I guess
Tony,
we'll see.
Since me and you both knew about Kevin Steen. I think a lot of us did. I don't think none of us ever thought Kevin Steen.
Well,
would
yeah,
be in
because of the
WWE.
look that he has. Nobody thinks a guy that looks like him, and no offense, this guy is great all around. We all know that. But you know how WWE is with their weight and their look and stuff like that. And I don't think a lot of people ever thought Kevin Owens. I don't even think Kevin Owens thought he would be picked up by the WWE ever.
I honestly didn't think El Generico was not going to be picked up by WWE. So,
Yeah, that shocked me when Tony first. This is years ago when Tony first said, "Oh, El Generico signed
He's
with
breaking up a
NXT."
lot.
Sorry, I'll say when you first told me that he signed with NXT, I was like kind of disappointed they took the mask off him because it was just so used to it. But yeah, I mean, it was huge. And then Kevin Owens came in and was like, "Holy shit, we're getting all these
and then
ROH guys."
Powerbomb Sammy, I loved it.
Yeah, we're getting it's going to be interesting to see how Riddle does in the WWE. I know a lot of people want to see him succeed and want to see him and thrive on WWE and move to the main roster and main event WrestleMania. That's what I've been reading. That it could be the indie guys that are super into this guy or whatever. Excuse me, but a lot of people think that this guy has huge potential and that they think that the sky's the limit with Riddle.
Well,
I don't know much about him. I haven't seen much of him to even comment or even give my opinion on the matter. I just know what I hear. I'm just saying what I hear.
The big thing is, like, you know, he's only been wrestling honestly for like 3 years, 3 to 4 years, and he's transitioned really well. I mean, he's still getting better. And one positive, I guess, is that they've shown some live videos of Riddle's debut, and they're keeping him kind of the same as he was on the Indies. Like, he's stay mentality. He's like comes out in flip flops, wrestles barefoot. Even when you see that picture you posted, he's in a suit, but he's wearing a hat. He's wearing flip flops. Like they're keeping him similar to how they signed him. So that's one positive, I guess.
Yeah. Let's move on. Shane McMahon, who was just recently on SmackDown Live, Shane will now reportedly be returning to WWE television full time. And Tuesdays was his reintroduction, according to PW Insider. Shane has spent the last several months off television, while general manager has been the main authority figure on the show. It is speculated that Shane will have some kind of match at Survivor Series, which is in November. Your thoughts on that, Alex? Shane O'Mac getting his usual ritual of a pay-per-view match every year, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I like Shane. I didn't like when he was like so heavily involved in everything. So I know he's been gone away for a while. I mean, who does it feud? Who on SmackDown is he going to feud with? Joe Orton?
Joe. I have a feeling it's going to be Samoa Joe.
No, I think,
and he's going to show up at Shane McMahon's house.
No, I think it could be Shane McMahon because they have a history.
Yeah,
he's going to put Shane McMahon's kids night. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I think Shane and Orton would be great, though, because they have a history together.
I think Orton and Shane, I would get more behind Orton and Shane for sure.
Excuse me. If you're not watching Speeds and the Benchmark on Monday Night After Raw, WWE has announced that they will be airing a special Road to Evolution show on USA Network following next week's Monday Night Raw. The show will chronicle the journey of the first ever all-women's pay-per-view event, WWE Evolution, as well as look back at the groundbreaking women's evolution in WWE, featuring superstars of the past, present, and future coming together to celebrate new chapter in WWE history. Dave, will you be watching this historic WWE event after Raw? Road to Evolution.
No, I will not.
Alex?
Oh, fuck this. What is this going to open? No. Is this going to open with Stephanie McMahon sitting down in an empty arena with all the women behind her saying, we made this happen, and then it's going to show interviews with the Bellas and Stephanie and Bellas and Stephanie, and who gives a fuck? Are they going to show China? Are they going to do anything that is actually warrant a booking? So does that give you my answer, Tony?
Are they going to show China?
Yeah, like, if you're going to tell me this road to evolution, are you going to show me China winning the Intercontinental title from Jarrett? Like, from Jarrett? Like, are you gonna show me that type of stuff?
Oh,
Or are
okay.
you just gonna show me fluff like Stephanie and the Bellas for an hour?
Oh, you're gonna see. Yeah,
It's probably
so
gonna be some big.
I would
interview with-
highly suggest you guys check out
watch
Speeds and the Benchmark Show. After
Uh-oh.
all, over that, it's gonna go up Monday because nobody can watch that shit. Yes, exactly. Let's see what else is there to touch on. Oh, also speaking of WWE Evolution, Alundra Blaze is now advertised from the upcoming Evolution. She will be a part of the Battle Royal at Evolution. Molly Holly and Ivory were also announced as well. Does this make you guys more excited?
Maria's in it too.
Oh, that was it, Dave. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now.
Oh, Maria's in it as well. Okay, Maria as well.
You know what's funny about this? It's going to be what, October 28th when this happens, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
next week. Next
only-
weekend.
Oh, okay, only 3 months until we get the Women's Royal Rumble again. I assume that's coming back.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, can't wait for Battle Royal galore these next couple of months.
I'm excited to see the NXT women, and that's it.
All right, so let's go to a little bit of a fun fact. All right, so Reddit came out today. It was reported by a Bleacher Report that 72% of the main roster men have been RKO'd on TV by Randy Orton. Can you guys name 3 people that have had matches with Randy Orton but have not been RKO'd? One of them has had 4 matches and has not been RKO'd. I'll go with you first, Alex. 3 guesses.
Ooh. Hard as shit. Great Khali.
No. Dave, go ahead. Give a guess.
Devon. I don't know.
No, come on, guys. Y'all can do better than this shit. Come on. One of them he's had 4 matches with. 4 matches.
Who remembers that? You have the list in front of you. Easy for you to say.
Okay. Eddie
Or-
Guerrero. Did they ever had a match?
No, he's not on the list. 4 matches with no RKO. It's happened. It's happened. Come on. I'll give you one more guess, and I'll name them. One more guess. One more guess.
All right, I'll actually give it.
One of them he just had he's been feuding with recently.
Oh,
Jeff Hardy?
No.
Nope.
Got him.
Not Jinder. Nope. Not Jinder Mahal either. Nope. Not the Miz.
Who else is he been feuding with?
All right. Here we go. Here's the list. So these guys have actually had matches with them. Dash Wilder.
Oh,
Who?
Tony, shut up.
No, I'm not done.
When did they have a match?
Elias. Epico.
Epico. Really?
Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Mojo Rawley, Samoa Joe, Scott Dawson, Ty Dillinger, Tyler Breeze, and the guy that had 4 matches with him but has not been RKO'd. I cannot believe you guys haven't said this. Jason Jordan.
Yeah, we all remember him.
Yeah, totally, Tony.
Jason Jordan, guys.
When the fuck did Dash and Dawson face Randy Orton?
I'm still trying to think about.
It's crazy. It's crazy that they have pretty much the whole roster list right here, and they have the date of when they were RKO'd. Like Chad Gable, SmackDown Live, November 29, 2016. Dean Ambrose, July 7, 2014. Dolph Ziggler, I'm sorry, what did I do? August 29, 2011.
What about the most important one? When was Shawn Michaels RKO'd?
He's not on the main roster, so they don't have him on here.
Yeah.
They have guys that are on the roster, like Jinder Mahal. Someone put in the Jinder Mahal. SmackDown Live, June 13th, 2017. Victor of the Ascension, SmackDown, July 19th, 2015. Wait, hold up.
Scratching out the
Hold
bottom.
up. They have. Wait, I'm confused here. They have Randy Orton on this list.
He RKO'd
January 26, 2014. So apparently he RKO'd himself. Apparently. Interesting. So they have that on it's on Bleacher Report. You can look it up on Reddit. They have the list of the guys that they have he has RKO'd. Yeah, but that's kind of funny that he hasn't he has not RKO'd Ty Dillinger. Interesting. They could be wrong.
But he broke his finger.
But he broke his finger. All right, so here's another interesting tidbit. Top 10 times The Undertaker has done what's best for business. Number 10, repeatedly working with subpar talent is one of them. The Undertaker has been placed in matches alongside those he can't possibly hope to succeed with. In 1993, he was up against Giant Gonzalez, a mountain of a man he couldn't wrestle a lick. Instead of complaining, Taker did his best to have decent matches. They try as he might, it was an impossible task. At both WrestleMania and SummerSlam 93, The Undertaker and Gonzalez proceeded to stink out the joint. Following year at SummerSlam, biggest pay-per-view, he was put up with a copycat Undertaker, this time led by Ted DiBiase. Undertaker has been put up against everyone from King Mabel, King Kong Bundy, Mark Henry to A-Train. Despite his best efforts, these bouts have left a lot to be desired in terms of quality. Nonetheless, The Undertaker has tried to make the best of a bad situation.
Do you guys remember Vladimir Kozlov?
Yeah.
He wasn't that. No, the real question is, do you remember Dancing Vlad?
Oh, God.
That's fun. Oh, about number 9, completely reworking his in-ring act, 1996. That's when he became what was his name?
The Undertaker?
No, the Dark Undertaker. What the hell was his name? He had the Lord of Darkness. So that's another one. That was number 9. Number 8, instantly making Mick Foley a main event star.
Yeah.
Is that? Can you really credit Undertaker to that?
I do. Hell yeah, I do. That stuff with Undertaker made Mick Foley's career.
You guys, everyone, a lot of people like just think about the Hell in the Cell match, but no, like we're talking like when we're going back to like when Mankind and Paul Bearer formed an alliance. Before, Mankind was just this crazy guy who would cut promos, do some mid card things, but no, now he was the first guy to like actually in the Taker character knock him out with the mandible claw. He was putting Taker to his limit. It got to the point where they needed a Hell in the Cell. So, yeah.
And let's not forget, no one had a better win-loss record against The Undertaker back at that time. No, I mean, that Boiler Room Brawl is really what set it apart. And then Paul Bearer turning, and then you went through all those other great matches they had.
Okay, fair enough. Number 7 is losing to Bret Hart at SummerSlam. Let's see. Shawn Michaels played the part of special guest referee. If anybody has not seen that match, really good match. And he would have a key role in Hart's victory. Losing the WWF title to the Red Hot Bret Hart was the best thing for business at the time. Later, it only opened up another can of worms, but it's notable that Taker was willing to play second fiddle to an ongoing power struggle between Hart and Michaels, which peaked at Survivor Series.
What happened to Survivor Series?
Let's see. What's Shawn Michaels winning the title? Just in case you go. Number 6, sharing his spotlight with Kane, 97 and 98. Let's see. Next one.
Yeah, he established Kane too. You can
Number 5. Number 5, allowing Maven to eliminate him from the Royal Rumble in 2002.
You know what was great about that? After he eliminated him, that was the best part. Taker killed him after he eliminated him.
Like a legit, like, all right, I'm gonna put you over, but you're gonna get a receipt or fine.
Oh, that's funny. It said obviously things didn't work out for Maven in the long run with WWE. Back in early 2002, however, the promotion did seem interested in pushing him as more than just a solid rookie from the first series of Tough Enough. In order to give him some credibility, he was booked to do something special come the Royal Rumble. there, Maven hit the Undertaker with a drop kick from behind and sent him sailing over the top rope. Just in case you guys didn't see it, it's right here on this picture right here. This is the picture that we're talking about. And let's see. From sailing over the top rope to the floor by eliminating such a famous name, the writing team likely felt that Maven would reap the benefits and fans would be interested in him going forward. That didn't end up happening, but it was nonetheless cool of a veteran like Undertaker to allow a young rookie such a huge moment. The elimination would become the answer to a trivia question more than anything else, but did prove that Taker has always been willing to do what management feels right. I mean, he fucking kicked his ass afterwards. I mean, what the fuck?
I mean, it's like he didn't pin him 1, 2, 3. He just did a lucky drop kick.
Yeah.
It's like they act like he
more than Shawn ever did in the 90s.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay. Number 4, putting Brock Lesnar over inside a Hell in a Cell in 2002.
Speaking of someone else he made a star, you can say he made Brock
Number
a star.
3, returning to his dead man roots in 2004. Let's see. Number 2, ultimately putting Batista over.
Yeah.
And number 1, giving up vaunted WrestleMania winning streak 2014.
Yeah, that was expected. But on the Batista one, you know, like Batista had his moment with Triple H, but I would argue the first really good match I saw with Batista was at that WrestleMania with Taker. Like, I was happy that I liked the storyline with Batista. I liked they became a face. I wasn't big on him like as a worker, but as he got later on and he faced Taker, that's when I started to be like, oh, this guy can go. So yeah.
Interesting.
Is there like a top 10 for Shawn doing best for business?
Well, he's always done best for business, so there's no need to make one to prove what he's done. That's what that was.
Right. So they need to find something.
That was to remind everybody how great the Undertaker supposedly is. You know, remember that guy WWE tried to make good, so they paired him with the Taker at WrestleMania in a tag. Who was that? Was it Heidenreich?
Nathan Jones. I remember that guy.
Yeah. Oh God, that was that. Oh man.
He was locked in prison, and then he.
Oh, it's Red Sox fan in the chat. Welcome, Red Sox fan. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining us.
And Taker ended up having that handicap match, but he still won against was it A-Train and Mark Henry or
Joe?
Was it Show? Okay.
Yeah.
I remember Nathan Jones. Big talk about. I remember that. That was bad.
Let's see, Ronda Rousey. Could Total Diva fans in the chat room? I'm sure Red Sox fans are Total Divas fan. Could Ronda Rousey be joining the cast of Total Divas as a regular? Fans of Total Divas reality show may notice that current Monday Night Raw Women's Champ Ronda Rousey has made a few appearances on the show this season. According to everyone's favorite Dave Meltzer, there is some talk among WWE officials about possibly having Ronda become a regular cast member on the show. It should be noted though that as of last week, WWE officials have reportedly not approached Rousey with the idea. Will this hurt her badass persona, Alex, of her being on Total Divas?
Fuck this shit, I'm out. This shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me.
I mean, yes, of course it will. I mean, would you see Brock Lesnar on any of these being booked in any way they've done with Rousey? No.
No, but what will it do?
At the same time, like you have to. I understand why WWE wants to do it. Obviously, Rousey is one of their biggest stars, if not arguably their biggest full-time star in terms of mainstream. So it's gonna bring them ratings. Like they're gonna do it. But as a wrestling fan, yeah, I don't want to see it.
Well, no one wants to see Ronda Rousey as a wrestling fan, really, either. So, I mean, you want to put her on there? I don't care. I don't really watch it anyway. So,
I know, but if you're gonna have her there, like, bring her up, keep her the badass. Just keep her the no bullshit. And like, you're telling me that, oh, she's like going against the Bellas and saying I hate everything you represent, and you're gonna join Total Divas, like. Aren't you going against what you just said on Monday that everyone was clamoring about on Twitter?
Alex, you know the WWE doesn't remember that shit. We've seen this happen all the time with WWE and their.
Everyone's like going crazy about what Rousey said Monday. She goes and does this. Like, what does that do for you? Like, it's like,
Yeah, it hurts her character big time. You're right, it does, because she said, "Oh, you're a diva," and "Oh, I hate divas," but yet if she agrees to it, yep,
Yeah.
because it's all about the bottom dollar.
Some more Randy Orton stuff. Randy Orton believes WWE Crown Jewel and Saudi Arabia should go ahead. TMZ recently caught up with Randy Orton as he was heading to depart from Washington, and they asked him his thoughts on if WWE should go ahead and hold the Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia, to which Orton responded, "I think we should go. I think the only way to help with change over there is to go and not to cancel the trip." He added that the goal is to make things better everywhere. I think us not going doesn't help. Going helps. Orton also added that he believes women will be allowed to wrestle in Saudi one day. WWE is still believed to be monitoring the situation, but does have a backup plan in place if they have to pull the event. So it's November 2nd. Crown Jewel is what, 3 weeks away a little bit?
Yeah.
What are do you think Crown Jewel will still be in Saudi Arabia, Alex?
I think as of right now, yes, unless something develops in the next 3 weeks, like something, really definitive or something like that. But I still think it's on. And of course, Randy's going to say they should go. He's a company man. Like, nobody's going to say, especially on TMZ, what they really feel. Yeah, we heard that news that WWE is keeping an open channel for their stars to express how they feel. You really think, like, when it comes to the public?
Okay, so here's my question to you. A guy like Randy Orton, he's no slouch in the WWE. He's not no fucking, Rusev. If Rusev went out and said, "You know what? I don't think we should go. I think we should stay somewhere in the U.S. or go maybe to England or somewhere else," he'd probably get some heat from that, from upper management. Now, if Randy Orton, a well-established veteran, a Hall of Famer, a guy who's is in good hands with Triple H and Vince McMahon as well. Now, say he came out and said, "I don't really agree with us going there, but if we have to, I understand it's a business." Do you think he'd get heat?
I think he still would a little bit, but I think it would definitely hold more weight. But like I said, Randy's a company guy. Even if he himself feels that, do you really think he's going to tell Vince, "No, let's not do it"? He's a company guy. He's going to be like, "Yeah, all right."
What about you, Dave?
Yeah, I agree. I think the only reason he said yes, I don't think, because we heard this, that they're not allowed. They were told not to say anything bad about. Don't talk about the situation. Just don't say anything. Randy does, of course, he's going to say yes. He's not going to say no. We don't go, shouldn't go, because they're all told to say, if you're asked about it, just say yes. Basically, it seems like they're not going to have their own opinions,
or at least opinions that the public will hear.
Yeah, they're not allowed to have their own opinion. It's WE. They want to PR especially with this bad situation going around. They're not going to want the wrestlers out there saying they shouldn't go. It's going to make them look bad.
Yeah, it's bad on the WWE, because then now you could say, "Oh, your talent is now saying publicly we don't want to be here."
Yeah, it's a touchy subject, I think, with the WWE. I think if anything, if you don't have any, I think their motto is if you don't have anything nice to say about the situation, just don't say anything at all. It's pretty much what they want you to do.
Just on this, I guess we could just cue this in. Like, so this poll, I did a poll earlier, and it's already gotten like 200 votes. If it does stay in Saudi Arabia, the same people who are upset about it, are you still going to watch? If it's still in Saudi Arabia, are you still going to watch the event?
Of course, people are still going to watch this. As much as people will bitch and moan and complain, it's not on at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be on at a reasonable time. I feel like people are still going to watch it.
If you're pushing main storylines on Monday and Tuesday, like all of this, yeah, I'm going to watch. I need to see what the hell happens with all these storylines.
Yeah, people are gonna watch it. We could come out with a petition about canceling the fucking event. We can come out with a hashtag with WWE cancel Crown Jewel and have all the podcasters come out here and say, "Hey, WWE, you need to cancel the fucking show." What is that gonna do? It's not gonna do anything. People that are coming out here on Twitter and saying that people need to come out and do these hashtags, big podcasters need to do these hashtags. That's not gonna do anything. They say they have no word on this situation. It's WWE's money, not some Joe Schmo who writes about wrestling, they don't give a fuck what we have to say about this or our opinion about the whole situation. It's about the contract and the money.
Unless they get like a letter from the Secretary of State, like something as
unless Donald Trump comes up and has a special announcement and says, WWE, I know you're having a pay-per-view there, but I think you should cancel it. Then Vince McMahon will be like, all right, something serious is going on over there. But till then, Vince McMahon doesn't give a fuck. They're going to be treated like royalty over there. They're not going to be in any harm's way at all. So WWE's only concern is how they're going to look in the long run, how they're going to be portrayed, how people are going to think of them, or they're going to lose fans, stuff like that. That I can understand, but they don't give a fuck if we come out with some type of hashtag that says cancel
and
WWE Crown Jewel.
Are people going to stop? Because there was a lot of backlash I get it for the Saudi Rumble thing, and kind of it happened, and then people moved on.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Mm-hmm. I was just going to say really quick that if you really want to make a difference, and this is really that big a deal to you, then don't watch it or cancel your network subscription. Cancel it. Go ahead. If you really want to make a big statement about it, you and your hashtag friends on Twitter, go cancel the WWE network right now and do that. Go cancel it. Because that'll really set something, I guess, if a bunch of people cancel the WWE network.
I'm just getting tired of this whole situation and this whole talk about Crown Jewel. Yes, the reporter got killed in a ugly matter. Probably the worst way you could possibly think about dying, It was not a good situation. He was set up, was killed, chopped up, tortured. However, what you think of bad things happened that day. But WWE is not going to cancel their show, and us going on Twitter saying to cancel the show is not going to do anything. They signed the deal already. They've already have this in play. It's going to continue on, everybody. Us bitching and moaning isn't going to do shit. It's not. So you're wasting your breath and your Twitter fingers on this shit.
Really, I just wait to see if something in the news, because as far as that's the only thing that will change it, if something big in the news comes out. That's it.
Yeah, nothing else is going to change unless there's a bombing in Saudi by till then, or if there's some type of a massacre where the WWE thinks that they might be in some type of a danger, man. There's come on, man. Fans need to kind of just give up already, because we've already bitched and moaned enough about Evolution and how shitty it was and how it, been poorly booked and advertised. And then now we're going to be – it seems like WWE fans just like to bitch about everything.
Wrestling fans in general do.
Yeah. That's right. Fans in general, man.
It just – Tony, be honest, you don't want it to be canceled. Red Sox fan, you don't know shit, honestly. I'll take the U.S. It's a manner of sanctions. Exactly. What do we know about what's going on there? So if
we don't. The problem is
exactly.
All these things happen, and then all of a sudden, all of us become politicians and like political analysts. And I'm like, no, we're wrestling fans. Like, I'm not going to pretend to comment on something I think I know about. I'm just going to say what the WWE affects me. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, how many of these I've seen, and I'm not trying to call anybody in specific out or anybody in specific out of these people on Twitter, like adding people, getting upset at people who are not with their opinion on canceling the show.
Walk with
Tony, not to turn this away from this, but that happens in general with wrestling fans on Twitter. If you don't agree with someone's opinion and their other little group's opinion, they don't.
Well, maybe I don't get into too many Twitter beefs. That shit has gone and passed me. Usually when people kind of come at me foul, other than Red Sox fan, I just kind of ignore them. But like, that's all I see on the Get the Tables podcast Twitter account. I usually do the follow, or if I see you watch the show, I'll follow you, or some of your opinions I agree with or are entertaining or something, I'll follow you. To the point to where I'm wanting to unfollow these people because it's getting to the point to where it's just annoying, and I'm tired of seeing it on my Twitter feed, on my timeline. It's either gonna happen or not. Boom. That's it. One other potential reason to cancel if sponsors threaten to pull money from WWE. Yeah, that's true.
Money. So that's the big.
But are they going to pull out like what, $1 billion? No, I think that's the Saudis paying them like $1 billion or whatever, or $5 million.
Well, what if Fox said, "Hey, I don't know if they could go back on the deal, but what if they said, hey, we don't really agree with you guys going to Saudi. I don't like this really deal. What if they pull? What if they said threaten to pull their $1 billion deal?
They can't
from the WWE. Could they do that?
No, and plus, I don't think Fox can have any say so in anything right now because they're not technically partners yet. They're not partners till next year. Now, if this is happening next year and they said, "Hey, we don't like this," maybe they could have some say so. But right now, they don't even have them. They've already paid for what they're doing, so I don't think they could. I'm sure they could make an uproar about it, but that's about it. There's nothing they can really do.
Yes, he says now they would WWE would sue the shit out of Fox. Yeah, more than likely. Again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight on a Saturday late night edition. Tony, the only guy at Tro who takes me serious. Oh, Red Sox fan, it's all in love. Come on, man, it's all in love. Thank you, Bob Aruski, for moderating the chat and deleting all these porn bots that are coming in here. What was it? Was it Tuesday's show where we had 0 porn bots? I think that was a record. We had no porn bots entered the show. And now they're catching up with us because they knew that they didn't come in Tuesday night show. And now they're coming at us. All right, so WWE considering a German NXT brand. After the recent launch of NXT UK, WWE is also considering the possibility of launching a NXT brand in the country of Germany. According to the Wrestling Observer, WWE is currently scheduled to hold a tryout camp in Germany next month. Much like their working relationship with Progress, based out of the UK, there is talk of establishing a working relationship with Germany's West Side Extreme Wrestling, WXW, promotion to use some of their talent for WWE events. Now, we kind of touched on this before we started the show that, big guys like Walter are in this Germany company and other successful guys. Alex, do you see this actually happening, and do you think this is a good idea?
Yeah, this is one of the many rumors we've heard this week that I actually do buy into.
Oh, we lost you there, Alex?
You got me?
Yeah, well, you're good. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I think this out of the many rumors we've heard all week actually holds some kind of weight because, like you said, we've seen in England they're doing these they're working with federations like Progress. They're working with Rev Pro. And I know Triple H is not hiding the fact he wants to expand NXT. He wants to use NXT as a way to expand the rest of the world. So I could see it. And I mean, they haven't hidden the fact in the past that they really want to get people like Walter and stuff like that. So this is their way of putting their foot in the door. And without the wrestlers that don't want to sign with the WWE and still kind of being affiliated with them. Yeah, I mean, it should be fun.
Red Sox fan in the chat room says they just want Walter. That's basically why they're doing this.
That is also the other one. I'm pretty sure they did this they really want Walter.
Now, okay, I've seen Walter, and he's not a typical WWE looking guy. You kind of agree with me on that? Am I kind of hard saying that?
I mean, it depends what you want. As like a top guy, no, but he's a throwback. He has like a throwback look to him.
And he's a beast.
No, I've seen him wrestle. Like, no doubt about it that he is amazing in the ring, and those chops are brutal. But I'm just saying, like, I could never see him. I could never see him in a WWE ring.
I disagree because, like I said, he's got the size, he's got the look, he's already got the foreign gimmick. He can easily be a big, strong heel for like a lot of your big guys. I mean, we've seen Umaga in the past. We've seen all these guys in the past come in like that. So I can see him in the WWE ring.
It definitely draws some attention to him, and people would want to watch him, and that's how you do it.
Walter's big, though. He's not small and out of shape. He's big and out of shape.
6'5", 6'6", definitely. That already is a quote check mark.
WXW is doing major business, says Red Sox fan. Okay, so I mean, I believe Red Sox fan. He probably knows more about that than I do. obviously. What about Alpha Female leading the women's division for NXT Germany?
Yeah, why not? I mean, Alpha, from what I remember from the Mae Young, she was a lot of fun to watch. She had the neck injury. This could be a nice way. I know she has a relationship, a good relationship from what I remember with the WWE. So sure.
That's going to be interesting to see how long this actually happens because WWE UK. When was the official announcement for WWE NXT UK? Like a year or two ago?
No, it was longer than that. It was like a couple of years ago they did the tournament and they said UK brand's coming, and then it got put on hold for like 2 years.
And then it finally came about. So I'm curious to see how long we finally see this actually come to play. So quick update news. I mean, if you care or not, and then we'll get to the Chris Jericho shit. Which was The Undertaker, why his promo was cut short. As such, there were a few edits made to the show. Undertaker was originally supposed to say more during his promo that closed the show, but the return of Evolution went on longer than planned, like we talked about on Tuesday. In addition, the opening show with True TV and the McMahons wasn't running on time. In other production changes, Rey Mysterio versus Nakamura was planned to open the show, but that was changed at some stage before going on air. True TV segment was planned for later in the show, and James Ellsworth promo was cut and shown on YouTube. So there you go.
Hey, that happens. I mean, that happens with your 2-hour TV. And I'm sorry, no one's going to wait till he comes to the back and say, Vince, your segment went a little too long. No one's going to say that.
Yeah, no one's going to say, Vince, you shouldn't have been out there dancing like a fool. All right, so a report and rumor came out yesterday about WWE Hall of Famer JR and current NJPW IWGP Intercontinental Champion Chris Jericho possibly starting a new wrestling promotion with the financial backing of Shahid Khan, the owner of NFL Jacksonville Jaguars. The report claimed that the new promotion might air on Access TV, which also currently airs New Japan. A representative from Access TV gave the following brief statement saying there's no truth to the Access TV component. Also, Chris Jericho himself responded to the rumor on Twitter saying, I'm starting my own wrestling company. Also, I'm also starting my own movie studio with Lady Gaga, my own car wash with Bono, and my own bake shop. So, Alex, 0 to 100%, how true do you think this story is?
That the company thing's actual thing?
Yes.
Let's give it like 25%. I've learned never to say 100% with Jericho, but
exactly
because that is a Jericho, like devil's like I said, I don't think it's happening, but with Jericho, that is a very Jericho response to shutting down stuff that end up happening. So I would don't say completely it's not going to happen, but 25%.
Oh, Bob Rusi, y'all see Callis cut a promo on Omega.
Yeah, for the cruise. It was pretty good. Very heel.
0.5% says Bees in the chat. What about you, Dave?
I would give it about 30% chance because Jericho loves working fans, and him just come out here and say, "Oh, I'd never," just like all that shit he was talking on Omega. Everyone just thought it came out of nowhere, and it turned into a match. And Jericho's like, I'm not all this time never wrestling for anyone else, and he goes and wrestles for New Japan. And everyone didn't know what this is about. So Jericho is very good at this stuff, about working people. Like he said, he was never going to ever come back and wrestle again at all, and he showed up.
Now,
now
let's just say hypothetically this was actually a thing. Would that do anything for you guys?
I mean, how the hell is that going to work if they start a promotion? Like, I don't see how that would work.
What do you mean?
There's so many damn promotions already.
But how many of them have a billionaire backing them? If this is true. This isn't like I said with Jericho. This is not. No offense to independent fans. This is not a bingo hall. This is not a high school gym. I know people are going to say, then give me the independent scenes evolved lecture, but no. Like this is this is true. You have a billionaire backing you. Yeah, I think it would definitely not be on the scale of, no offense, of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how serious this gets.
Yeah, but if it is a billionaire backing you, you can't do better than Access TV. I mean, come on. I mean, that would. I mean, I would think. And they said Jr. has been teasing something big coming soon that he can't talk about. So I mean, we'll see if. I mean, maybe Jericho isn't involved, and who knows? But if there is a billionaire involved like that, I mean, you would think there would be a bigger network involved, and this would be huge if it is true.
Well, you know, he may be a billionaire, but he's also about saving money. And access may not be as expensive as some of these other networks, and maybe he wants to make some money, and before spending a lot of money on
Also,
these,
and
Hey, the old. Go ahead.
He wants to test it out, maybe.
Yeah, but
yeah,
the old
Speeds
saying
puts
is,
AROH has gobs of money behind him, and they can't even break through. Yeah, absolutely.
that's a little different because they're not putting a big effort into ROH really. In my opinion.
I'm sorry, ROH has some lazy ass booking. Let's be honest. Take away Bullet Club, you got nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, but the old saying is, with you want to make money, you got to spend money.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, we'll see if there's any truth to that by this time next year. Interesting name that WWE considered bringing in as 205 Live general manager before Drake Maverick. This coming throwing me off guard. According to ProWrestling.com, the Wrestling Observer newsletter, a longtime WCW Impact Wrestling commentator, the Professor Mike Tenay, was considered for the role. I mean, it makes sense if you are a longtime wrestling fan like us three and a lot of people, you guys in the chat, and watched WCW in the back of the day. Tenay was the guy who commentated on a lot of these cruiserweight matches, knew the background of a lot of these guys. So it would make sense for Tenay to play that role. I'm not sure how it would have worked, but your thoughts on this, Dave, because you're the big WCW guy.
No, I would not like this. If you want to bring Mike Tenay in, I'd rather see him come in
Yes.
as the commentator, not a freaking general manager. Because today, when you think of the old classic cruiserweight matches in WCW, you think of Mike Tenay, the professor, giving you all that knowledge about Lucha Libre and all that. That's where I got a lot of my stuff from. And Mike Tenay, his interviews just always came off bad to me.
Yeah.
Here, Larry Poffa might commentate New Japan, says Bob Aruski.
Yeah, that's what's going around.
Yeah.
What about you, Alex? Any thoughts on that?
I agree with Dave. I think as a commentator, I would prefer him. I know he's well known in WCW, but my memories with Mike Tenay is actually when TNA was starting around like 2002, like 2000, like those first few years. Man, he really added a lot to that, especially like with the matches with the X Division, all the big things he would put over so well. And I forget the idiot he was commentating with back then, but you could, yeah, and you could just see the difference in commentating skills. So as a commentator, I would have looked forward to it for sure.
I would much rather see Spud or Drake, or if you want to call him, wrestling than doing this GM role.
I'm sure they could build to that. Like one of the cruiserweights is gonna go up at him, and he's gonna have to wrestle.
No, I mean, why not let him be a part of this UK thing in NXT? I mean, I think that'd be fine because he's another guy. Him and Andrews were.
Oh no, I like Maverick as the.
I do, but I would like to see him. Let's not forget him and EC3 had a phenomenal match in TNA. With that blood match, I mean, that was pretty fun to watch.
Ooh, Red Sox fan says yes. Bring on the fucking Dodgers. I hate the Dodgers, man. I hope the Red. I'm not even a Red Sox fan. I hope they fucking sweep them. Let's see.
Or like the Boston Tigers.
All right, so I don't have much on this Charlotte Flair shit. But apparently she's getting accused of being some type of a racist by her first ex-husband. Apparently there's going to be some sort of details or a video out in the future about this, I guess, if it goes to court. Alex, have you looked up anything onto this? If there's anything you want to touch on with it?
No, just that so Charlotte Flair in that book she released recently, she had, commented on her previous relationships. And
did someone just whack Alex?
I don't know. Alex, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, now we can.
Yeah, I know Charlotte, she published that book. She released that book earlier this year, and she was talking about her previous relationships. And I thought it was about Bram, but I guess she was talking about this guy. She had said like, oh, he wasn't sterile. I mean, he was sterile or something like that. And apparently after that, like, yeah, this thing came out. So kind of like we said earlier in the chat, it's kind of like paralleling Hogan in the sense that, you know, they're bringing up something that happened years ago. You know, like I'm assuming like that. Then now everyone's saying this is at a time when Charlotte was going through a bad time. Hogan was going through a bad time. So you add that into the 2018 WWE where they're bringing back Randy Orton shaking hands with his dick and Ty Dillinger making rape jokes and stuff like that. So if it picks up enough fire on Twitter, yeah, then we might see a new outrage. Who knows?
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
I just saw people like saying that she should be fired and all this. Speed says he's suing them for $5 million for what she said about him in the book.
That's probably what Rick
said he was sterile, and now the dude has kids. Fucking Charlotte. Yeah.
There are other ways around that. I'm sorry, but yeah,
But he might have a case because that's defamation of character right there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if she's talking bad about him, yeah, that's not cool. I mean, that's a little bit of embarrassment of things, calling him out like that, saying that he's sterile and shit like that. That's not cool, but it's more of I want to wait and see about what happens. Yeah. It's not really cool for her to go and say shit like that about him in her book.
When the Hogan thing came out, they had already the audio clips, you know, like of, I guess, the phone convo or whatever. So you got all the news at once. So everyone just like flipped up like right away. With this, it's like you're hearing from an ex-husband, you know, like saying his part. Yes, there's two sides of the story, but I agree with Tony. I think this is one of those, just wait to see what happens.
But I think I did see something where he said he has evidence in like audio or video of her being racist.
Did that guy have evidence of Roman Reigns with steroids?
Oh yeah, he thought. I think we all figured that out. He thought it was Luther.
No, but you know, like so, like it's gotten to the point where like even just hearing that they have evidence, it's like after all the stuff we've seen in the past few years, I'd rather just wait to see if there's anything at all before I go for it.
Speed says he also claims she falsely accused him of abuse. I saw the alleged police dash cam video of her saying it. So where's Bram? I don't know, but it's not dealing with Bram. I thought it was, but it wasn't. See, when I first heard it, I thought it was Bram. I was like, it's bullshit. It's Bram. Bram, as much as a talent he was like just fucked up at that time, and I could see him now just saying shit just to get it over, but. It's with her first husband. I don't know much about him, and seeing that she said stuff like that in her book, and I can see why he'd be a little bit upset about that. And if he has there's video proof of it, then what do you think the backlash would be? Should WWE fire Charlotte?
No, I don't think they would fire Charlotte. I do think if it's like, you know, like a very overt, like, oh, you can't really defend it, it's there. I think maybe like keeping her off TV for a little bit, kind of let it cool down. That's probably the better way to go. But I don't think they're going to fire her.
Would they be almost in like a tough, like the Hogan situation that was completely different?
They would take a little bit of a PR hit just because of how much they push Charlotte as the, you know, the woman for their show, you know, like with all the PRs and all the events and stuff that she does. I think it would hit them in the PR nuts, you know, but like I said, I think they would just keep her off for a bit, kind of rebuild her, put her in like a sympathetic storyline, the whole shebang.
Oh yeah, exactly, Speeds. Everyone will scream double standard if they don't fire her when they fired Hogan. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So WWE's going to be put in a tough spot because, for one, they probably don't want to fire Charlotte because, for one, it's Charlotte Flair, her name alone. Two, as much as we may be tired of her, she's very talented in that ring, and they would take a huge hit in talent. And it's not a good PR, you know, hit for them with all this coming out. So,
you know, all she needs is to hire Jimmy McDivitt, and she'll be good.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Tony, did you read the? I have some more positive Charlotte news. Have you read about this for WrestleMania?
No, go ahead.
All right. So here's some positive Charlotte Flair news. So WWE is booking their biggest storylines for WrestleMania. So as per our favorite guy, Mr. Meltzer, he's saying that the idea of Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte has been on the board for quite a long time. However, there's now supporting ideas of a possible Rousey versus Becky Lynch main event as an idea that could very well happen. While Charlotte and Rousey have been on the boards for a while, the fans have not been lending much confidence to the decision, and it is said that due to her storyline with Becky Lynch, it is hurting Charlotte in quite a way, and that the big match against Rousey may not happen. So they're saying that if they are still going to go to it, something may have to change involving switching brands, cutting the program. So it's definitely just, as per the Observer, something in the air. What do you think, guys? April comes. We're in New York. Is it Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey still?
I would say yes, because
Brandon after you asshole. I'm sorry.
I could see them doing a thing where Charlotte wins the Rumble, then she goes to Raw and challenges Ronda.
Yeah. What do you think, Tony? You think it's still happening?
Yes, I think it's going to be still Charlotte versus Rousey. Yes, thank you, Speeds, for answering Matty Broski. Allegedly, there's a video of Charlotte dropping some racial slurs. I'm not sure how long ago it was, a couple of years ago at least, of the police dash cam from her first ex-husband. So there's a lot of, heat from her this, and a lot of people are kind of comparing it to the whole Hulk Hogan situation, and if she should be fired or not, if this is actually true. So I guess it all depends on, racial slurs are never good. I'm not trying to say anything to make a positive out of this, but it would have to take some extreme racial comments for her to get fired, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, buddy. I mean, there's only certain racial words that can be used if we're assuming which race it was against, and I think that word is as extreme as it can get.
Yeah, but what if she drops it one time she says it instead of saying it maybe multiple times?
I don't know.
Do you think she still gets fired for that? Because you're saying that she won't.
Oh, you mean like how bad is it? I mean, how can you quantify how racist a rant is by one word versus multiple sentences?
Yeah, right. So say she in the video, she does say a racial slur, but it's only said once instead of maybe an angry racial slur video where she's just dropping it, like crazy.
Why? What would make it angry versus saying it anyways? Wouldn't it? A
racial slur is a racial slur. I get that now, but what would it take for them to fire her? Because you're saying that she's not going to get fired, correct?
Yeah, I honestly think if she actually says, all right, let's just cut the crap and stop tiptoeing. If she says the N-word, that's gonna hit some good heat, and that could definitely put in evidence, because that's what we're all thinking.
Especially around now, how the world is these times, and it's a lot more sensitive than it was 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, and this isn't us giving our personal opinion about racism. This is just from a PR perspective for WWE. Like Tony said, what type of world we live in, how it'll be perceived.
Yeah, but I think it doesn't matter how many times she said it.
Exactly, yeah. I think it's heard.
Yeah, I mean, and if it was to a cop, is that worse than what Hogan did when he was in a depression state? I mean, I don't know if it's worse or the same, but I mean, that doesn't matter how many times. I don't know how many times Hogan even said it, but it didn't matter. You still said it. I mean, so they can't not suspend her indefinitely like they did Hogan if the video comes out. They have to.
Yeah. I think if the fact that you say, like, on the headlines, Charlotte Flair, one of WWE's top superstar, involved in a racial tirade, it's not going to, like, say in parentheses, said word once, or, whatever. Like, it's just going to say that Charlotte Flair said a racist tirade, and then that picks up fire. And then as far as the whole telephone game, then by the time Monday hits, Charlotte's a racist,
Yeah, it's gonna be on all the news shows, and imagine if WWE kept her. It's gonna be on all the news outlets, The View, CNN, all those type of news channels to the hypocrisy of how they kept her around. And when Hogan said it, he was instantly suspended, then fired. So it's
Exile.
gonna.
They banished him from like everything.
Yeah, took him out of the Hall of Fame. Yeah, they did a lot of, crazy stuff when it came to Hogan. So
they took him off the website, off the W.com. I mean, everything. They didn't have nothing to do.
Alumni, nothing. Yeah, so it's
right.
Definitely got to wait and see.
Okay. God, man. Sorry, man. I got like nothing against people who do not like Trump or love Trump. I just don't like politics in the show, man. I'd appreciate that. So it's a wrestling show. Kind of going a little a little here, I guess, if you want to talk about that. But it's news, and it's. I can't even mute this guy. I don't know. I kept trying to, but I can't. So he's some type of a troll. But thank you, Bob Ruski. Appreciate that. It's going to be interesting to see if there's more news coming out by this time next week, especially around Women's Revolution. It's going to be very, very interesting. Now, Sami Callihan signed a new deal with Impact Wrestling. Said he's staying with Impact as he recently signed a new deal with the company. The deal comes a year after Callihan debuted with the company. So, Alex and Dave, this time next year, do you think Callahan's still with Impact Wrestling?
Yes.
Yes. Why wouldn't it be? My bigger question is, did he sign it in spit or in ink?
No, I think I know, like, in the beginning, like, I didn't like Callahan, but he's really grown on me. But I really do think he's trying to help be one of those guys. I think even said in the interview, like, help build back up Impact. I mean, yeah, is he losing? But he's like trying to keep his storylines like entertaining. You can't say the OVE stuff is not entertaining. All those like backstage segments and stuff like yeah. Dude, last Thursday, the video shot of Sammy and Dave dragging Jake Christ's dead body. The poor mini draw who just wanted to be a medium draw. Like, I was dying. Like, that's the little things like that. Like, I think Callahan, if he was to like just drop off tomorrow, I think Impact would take a big hit.
Yeah, I like Callahan. I think he's been great ever since he left the WE and created this new character he has going right now. I think it might have been what he did more of the same before, but I always
got that freedom. He has that freedom.
Yeah, and now he's doing great, being able to do whatever. Really, but let's be honest, what really blew up Sami Callihan? His new character change or busting Eddie Edwards in the face with a bat? To me, that's what really blew him up.
I think so too, and I think we're seeing. I'm sure we'll mention it, but Rhea Ripley's doing that shit now too. So, I mean, he's made the most out of that injury scene, and he's really like made that character. Like, I really liked him after he feuded with Eddie Edwards, and he was still that character, and it worked out a lot better.
Okay, right, yeah. He was on a recent interview with Busted Open. He talked about his time with the WWE and how he just kind of came complacent and wasn't himself on the show anymore, and that's why he pretty much, I guess, quit. And he just wasn't the man he is now. And it's an interesting interview. They did touch on Austin Aries. He said "fuck Austin Aries," so you could tell that it sucks. I wish this was real and not a work, because to me that Austin Aries finish was just like kind of a waste to me. And this looked I wish it made Bound for Glory have a black eye a little bit with that finish. So I wish it was more real than it was a work. But
and if you think about it, it took away I'm not even a fan of him, but it took away Johnny Impact's win.
Thanks, Speeds. Thank you for popping in here and dropping those super hearts, man.
Do they really care about that Johnny Impact won that night, or do they care about what Aries did after?
Yeah, because all the fans are questioning, was it real or was it fake?
And if Impact's trying to build people, like, as much as I don't like Johnny Impact, build him up. Make that title win feel like something. But, yeah.
All right, so we're heading over to the midnight Eastern time frame. So let's start wrapping up the show. It was a really good, successful show tonight. We had over 1,200 viewers tonight. We peaked at a little bit over 27 viewers tonight. So good show tonight on a Saturday night. So we appreciate everybody popping here. But one more question for everyone in the chat and for Dave and Alex. I dropped it right before we went live tonight. Top 3 favorite wrestling theme songs of all time. It could be WCW, Impact, New Japan, WWF, WWE, doesn't matter. Your top 3 favorites. So, Alex, we'll go with you number 3, and then we'll go to Dave as well. Number 3, top favorite wrestling song. WWE is fake as fuck. Well, no shit, Make Out Hill. Appreciate you coming.
Thanks
coming in and dropping in. Appreciate it. Hit the follow button as well. We'd appreciate that.
The Brood.
The Brood. Okay.
Yeah, oh my god. Like the entrance, like Gangrel was a jobber, and that was Edge and Christian in their early long hair days, but the music, the ambiance, and you guys know I love the dark shit, so I loved every bit of it.
Dave?
I gotta go if I'm going around that same era. I gotta go with like the New Age Outlaws.
No, this is yours. Doesn't have to be the same era. It could be any era.
But I know. I'm just saying though. I'm gonna go along that same era that I really
yeah.
Okay.
New Age Outlaws.
Yep.
That's an interesting one. The Brood. That's a good. I like Chris Benoit.
Yeah. It was like a nice dun 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 dun.
Yeah, Chris Benoit was. I like Chris Benoit. All right, number 2.
I would have to go with Austin, the Disturbed remix, because that had like some of my favorite memories. Like I think one of my top pro wrestling memories is Austin coming out, and I told you guys they were like saving the WWF against the Alliance, and JR's like, "Is that the real Austin? It's Austin. He's talking. He's trash talking." Like, and the music, and it's like Disturbed is playing in the back. I loved it.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Pittsburgh. Joyce said, just started watching you guys. Love it. I'll be back to participate. Appreciate the kind words. All right, Dave, you number 2?
I have so many favorite theme songs. I'm gonna go with this one because even though we just heard it, because it's still one of my favorites. Evolution.
Yeah. Let me just hit some classics with WWE, man.
Okay. Well, that's a tough one for number 2. I didn't really think about it too much before I popped on here, but I like Randy Orton's theme song.
Which one? Hey, Randy.
The one he uses now. The one he uses now. Yes. I just like that song. I hear voices in my head. My favorite was when he came down to it live at WrestleMania. There's not a lot of when they go live theme songs performed that sound good, but his sounded perfect. If you go back and listen to it, it was really good.
I like when they did Triple H's too with when either it was My Time or I think it was the DX one they did. That was pretty cool when they did that live.
They did the live for the Shawn Austin match too.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, number 1?
It's obviously Taker, but it's for Error. It's actually not the current one. I don't know if anyone remembers, but the Lord of Darkness Taker theme song, where you had the chants in the back and the druids and shit. That was my shit, man.
Yeah, I really like the ministry or the corporate ministry of darkness theme song.
Ministry was so cool. Too, yeah.
All right, Dave, number 1.
We already know what Tony's is. My number 1 is my favorite theme song from my childhood, which is the NWO. That was the coolest entrance music, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're going to be kind of shocked at mine. It's this one right here, everybody. This is my favorite one. Let me play it real quick.
Don't be Maven. I'm out if it's Maven.
Favorite? No, I'm just kidding. It's not that one. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's actually kind of a tie between this one, because this one's good. If you disagree with me, this one, Triple H, My Time.
Yeah, that was good.
That one was good. There's not a lot of better ones than that one. But I think that might have to be my favorite one. I don't think there is a better one than that. That one,
That was awesome.
and I like CM Punk's first theme song.
Yeah, Kill Switch Engage. That was fun.
NWO Wolfpack says Bob Ruski. Come on, Limp Bizkit, the American Badass.
Roland was good.
Hey, that Wolfpack song was pretty popular. It was.
What's up, Jew Gotti? How you doing tonight,
I
man?
would say oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to me, the classic NWO, that song that was so awesome, especially when you had the voiceover with it, was so perfect.
Yeah,
the biggest icon in wrestling.
I would say honorable mention is a lot of Edge's songs, like Rob Zombie,
yes,
also Brit, like the one we know him for, the Rated R stuff. That was awesome, and you had the smoke going and everything.
Yeah, I loved it. That was a great song. I love that. And I also like the Undertaker ones with Roland and People Hate Kid Rock, but American Badass was a cool one too when he came out to it.
It just shows you how much like entrances could adds to like a character, the wrestler, you know?
This was one of my favorite ones too. Let me put it up here. This one right here. This one yeah, man. Just hearing it back. Hold on. There's an ad. What's up, Drew Gotti? Welcome back. Okay, while we're waiting for the ad, quick prediction. Cody Rhodes versus Aldis tomorrow night. Dave, who do you got?
Cody.
Alex?
Cody.
All right, this one's a good one too. Just simple, but just badass, man.
What is it? Because we can't hear it.
What is it?
Bret the Hitman Hart.
I like that one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think that'll put on my list simply because we hear it like every week on Raw now. So
yo, I might even listen to that when we get off the show. It's that good.
Hey, Hollywood Hogan, we got to throw that up there because that was a great one.
I would have to say iconic though is definitely Real American by Hogan.
Yeah, no doubt. But I just back then hearing that Jimi Hendrix guitar play, I mean, man, that was awesome.
Oh man, this is such a good song. Or a good theme. Here we go. This one you're talking about?
I don't know, we can't hear anything, so
how can he doesn't have that theme anymore? I don't know, because WWE decided to change it.
Who, Edge?
McIntyre's
Bret Hart
was really good too.
Oh, old McIntyre.
Yeah,
I love that song.
Broken Dreams. Like imagine that McIntyre coming out to that.
Here we going through all these old songs. Oh, how about everybody? This one's everybody's favorite right here. This is everybody's favorite. I know everybody loves this song. I get told to play this song a lot for your intros. And I'll play that one next for you, Maddie. This one right here. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Come on. Is this not a catchy theme song?
Can't hear it. So
Bree Mode.
Oh, is that Bree Mode? I've got a better one.
There you go.
Also, Paige has I actually like Paige's theme song a lot.
Oh yeah, hers is good.
One of my favorites right now though is Nakamura.
Yeah, I like that.
What about this one? Oh, y'all can't hear it. Yeah. Ultimate Warrior.
It was okay.
You know which theme I think that doesn't get love? I'll play this one right now.
That's a good one.
Jeff Hardy.
The Hardy song.
The Jeff Hardy writing on the wall is like one of my favorites.
Yep. A lot of the Hardy stuff, like, man, hearing that at WrestleMania when they returned, like, I marked the shit out, man. Good memories.
Hey, Dusty Rhodes.
Now pretty much everything's freaking generic as hell.
I got you, Jugatti. That's going to end the show tonight, man. So we're going to pretty much wrap up tonight's show. It's going to be a very, very busy week of wrestling for all of us. Obviously, there's no more Thursday night show, everybody. We do apologize for that. Go ahead.
I'm so surprised. No, the three of us did not mention this one because it's kind of bad given what our name is.
Oh,
the Dudleys. How could we forget them? Yeah.
honorable mention: the entire ECW, old ECW.
ECW,
Yes.
Rob Van with Pantera.
All their songs were copyrighted. They stole them, but those Enter the Sandman could be one of the greatest entrances ever.
I loved RVD's Pantera song.
Yeah, Tommy Dreamer's. It was a great.
Oh yeah, they had some good stuff. No words by Jeff Hardy. That was awesome. Double J Jeff Jarrett. Man's Man and Rap is Crap. Man's Man. Which one was that?
Man,
Oh,
wasn't it William Regal?
I gotta play that song, man. Oh, I gotta play that one.
Rap is Crap was great too by the West Texas Rednecks.
Did they even have this? Did they even have his theme song? They don't have it, man.
Oh, guys, and then the last one from me, because I'm surprised. This is definitely an honorable mention. It's iconic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Right there.
Oh, this is oh my God. Have you heard this theme song?
I can't hear anything.
Wow.
So what is
it? All right, that's it. All right, so we're gonna be back Tuesday night after Raw and SmackDown, touching on Raw and SmackDown, getting you guys ready for Thursday night. I'm sorry, for Saturday night show, man. No more Thursday night shows after this week or after this past week. So we do appreciate everybody who popped in on Thursday night show. And we appreciate everybody who popped in tonight. A quick little shout out for everybody who's still here with us after an hour and a half. Thank you, Truth and Loyalty, Kevin, Alice, Bob Aruski, Matt Clark, Drew Gotti, Mavs fan, Gregory. Thank you for all everybody who came in here with the Spees, Bliss, Red Sox fan, all you guys who came in here and dropped those super hearts and those regular hearts. Brendan, after all you guys, thank you. Thank you, Bob Aruski, for monitoring the chat and getting all those porn bots out of here. We do appreciate everybody. If you haven't already, jump on the YouTube. Hit that subscribe button over there on YouTube. We're at 85 subscribers, trying to get to 90. So I'd appreciate you guys hitting over there and hit that subscribe button. Hey, I was wondering what time Crown Jewel is going to happen. They haven't announced that yet because they don't even know if it's going to be in Saudi yet. Also, we'll be live Saturday night. We'll be live with another Shooting the Shit episode, and we'll get our WWE Evolution predictions because Evolution is next Sunday night. We will be having a live post-show after Evolution, of course, so hope everybody can join us then. Drew Gotti, if you do, man, good luck. If you have any questions or any suggestions, hit us up. We can always help you out with that. But we're going to end tonight's show with some Edge, since we didn't really show him any service on this past Tuesday episode since he was back on SmackDown Live. Alex, any thoughts? I'm not sure if you're going to be on Tuesday's show, but I'm sure you'll be on Saturdays. Any thoughts before we end tonight's show?
No, I mean, so we have the go home show for Evolution. So I don't know what that means in terms of what they're going to do on Raw and SmackDown more than they've been doing before. But hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it adds interest. Definitely sure as hell not watching that network special, but yeah, hopefully it's good. I mean, I'm more excited after what we saw in NXT. I'm ready for that and the Mae Young Classic. So
hell yeah,
let's get to Wednesday, guys.
Hell yeah. So
and then Tommy and Ali and No Holds Barred, Dave.
Yes, sir. Or Falls Count anyway.
That should be great. So definitely, if you haven't been watching 205 Live, please, y'all.
I'll be watching.
Please go watch it tomorrow, Wednesday night. Please, please.
Because I'm usually there live tweeting, so come say hi.
Bizarre One will be live tweeting. I think Alex will be if he's home, and even if I'm watching it, I will be as well. Dave, any thoughts before Tuesday night?
You know what? Not really much else. So we covered a lot of shit tonight. Thanks for joining us. Again, we're sorry about the Thursday situation. It will be intriguing for me to see Impact After Dark, see what they do with that.
Yeah. Yeah, like we said, we love doing the Thursday night shows. Gained a lot of new followers from the Thursday night show. Just midnight's post shows would not work, especially how we go. We probably wouldn't even get as many viewers. It'd just be a wasted show. So might as well go in depth, touch on it on Saturday. Shows might go longer, so we're thinking about going earlier on Saturday nights, maybe an hour earlier, maybe even half an hour earlier, because our shows are going to probably go a little bit longer since we're going to be touching on everything on Saturday night. So we'll probably put out a little poll up on the Twitter account. So look for an announcement later on this week. Please, if you haven't already, go follow us on the Twitter. It's in the corner over here. Get the tables, my Twitter account, Dave, Alex, and Justin's as well. We hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Thank you guys so very much for all the support and the retweets and the shares. We're going to end tonight with some Edge. JT England, I saw you were on Twitch earlier today, man. I followed you. So thank you for popping in. We're about to end tonight's show. Thank you for popping in just to saying hello. Keep up the hard work on Twitch. And everybody have a great rest of your weekend. We'll be live again Tuesday right after SmackDown Live. Hopefully it's a good Raw and SmackDown. And then we'll be back on Saturday shooting the shit and getting you guys ready for WWE Evolution. So thank you guys for joining us in tonight with some Edge. Thank you, everybody.